Batman. Everyone loves him. He is everyone's favorite superhero and probably the best one that DC currently has in its roster. But are there good video games about him? Yeah, a lot of them. But today we're gonna count down the top 5 Batman video games. This is my personal list. It's going to be a lot different from yours, probably in a couple of sections. It has a couple of games that aren't usually this type of top 5, but this is my list. If you disagree with me, that's great, tell me your choices in the comments below. Let's get started. At number 5, we have a game starring Batman, but also a lot of other DC superheroes. Injustice Gods Among Us. I am not the biggest fighting game fan, but I love Injustice. The controls are great, the combos are relatively intuitive, the combat is smooth, there are also some pretty cool minigames, and the story of an alternate future in which Superman has become evil is actually pretty entertaining, and you can play as Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and even lesser known characters like Zatanna. You can play as Aquaman, you can play also as the villains, Zod, Lex Luthor, Solomon Grundy for some reason. There are a lot of characters that you can play as, and it's a pretty great fighting game overall. At number 4 is an unusual pick. It's The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it's a game for mobile phones and tablets. And you know, I don't usually like tablet games, but this one is actually pretty kick-ass, knowing especially the market. It's developed by Gameloft, and they made a pretty cool Batman game. It's an open world adventure game where you can move around as Christian Bale's and Christopher Nolan's Batman, and you can glide through the cities. You can also use the Batpod, you can buy with real money or with in-game money, you can buy gadgets, and the fighting is pretty mashy, but it's fun. It's a kind of like the Arkham games, if you know them. So I recommend buying it. It's one of the better mobile games that I've ever played, and it's pretty underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. You should definitely check it out. At number 3 is another game starring Batman and other DC superheroes. Lego Batman 2. DC superheroes. You know that I love Lego games, and this one is one of my personal favorites, because not only does it have Batman just like in the previous game, but it also has a lot more superheroes, a lot more cool suits, and it's not as clusterfucky as Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. That one wasn't as good in my opinion, but the second one has great puzzles, it's very enjoyable, a great roster of characters, and if you like the character and the universe, definitely buy it. At number 2, we have Batman Begins. This is one of the better movie license games that I've only known recently, and it works like a charm. It has action sequences with some pretty cool combat moves, it has stealth sections where you can intimidate other enemies by destroying elements in the environment or picking them off one by one, and in the end they will be scared once they see you. You also have all the gadgets that are in the movie, and there are also sections with the Batmobile where you are chasing down bad guys. It's pretty great and very underrated in my opinion, and I think you should check it out if you own a PS2, Xbox, or if you can emulate it on PC, it works pretty fine as well. And finally, at number 1 is the Batman Arkham Trilogy. Yes, the one by Rocksteady. Because you could also count Arkham Origins and Blackgate if you want, but I find them very subpar compared to the other ones, because the Batman Arkham Trilogy by Rocksteady is truly excellent. The first game, Arkham Asylum, features a very small environment, very Metroidvania-like, where you can explore the entire asylum while Joker is taking it over. It has the innovative combat, it has the cool gadgets, it has a very interesting story, and it's the first game in the trilogy, and the combat became one of the most important changes in video games in recent memory, because almost every single action game right now has the attack and counter buttons, almost every single one of them. Then in Arkham City you have a relatively big open world with side missions, more characters, an even more interesting story, and some very cool gadgets, and also some very good DLC, which is very unheard of. And then finally, the controversial Arkham Knight. While the story isn't as good as the other two games, the combat is pitch perfect there. You have even more gadgets, even more side missions, more villains to fight, a bigger city to explore, and the possibility to use the Batmobile. And yeah, I hated the Batmobile during my first playthrough of the game because they were forcing it down my throat. But after that I actually started enjoying it more. It works perfectly, it has great controls. It is overused, yeah, but it works great. And I think this is one of the better trilogy in gaming. It's very well done, very well executed, full of details, rich environments, and really cool replayability as well, with New Game Plus, challenge modes, DLC, a lot of content for your buck. So guys, these are my choices for the top 5 best Batman video games, but tell me yours. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are other great Batman games? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks always for watching, you have to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you with the next video.